Now, B, let's look at what sellers can do to that property before they even go to market. And let's start right at the entrance, the curb appeal, first impressions. Why is that important, and what advice do you have for sellers just to ensure that the first impression looks good?
So remember, a lot of buyers drive past the house before they even go in. So it is really important to have a pavement that looks neat and tidy, not completely unkempt. Also the wall. That's one of the first things they're going to see. If it's a wall that's falling down and full of damp and peeling paint, people immediately are going to think, well, you know what, there's already a black mark against your house. So I say, make sure your pavement looks neat and tidy. It's very simple to do. And once people go into the garden, make sure the garden is clean, neat, tidy, the pool is clean, the pathway going up to the front door looks inviting. People are buying on emotion. Logic doesn't always come into this. Unless you're an investor, they're going to buy an emotion and they want to see something that's inviting. So I say, make the entrance look appealing. That's probably one of the most important things.
And I suppose on a psychological level, if you find fault, you the buyer find fault with the entrance, you're going to look for faults.
Well, absolutely.
As you go in.
Absolutely. If the house is not being well looked after outside, they're immediately going to think, well, what else is wrong inside? What is being hidden? Are there damp issues that we can't see? If they can't look after the outside of the property, what can we expect inside? So they're immediately going in with a negative feeling.
Now let's look at the inside of the property. Any advice around decluttering and depersonalizing?
Definitely. So nobody wants... Buyers are coming to see a house. They're not coming to see your clutter, your hundreds of pages that you haven't filed for the last 6 months, your kids' toys and your animals' toys, which they're probably going to fall over and break a leg as well. So I always say to people, keep it as neutral as possible. In fact, if you've got lots of ornaments and things, put them away. Put away all your personal pictures. Nobody wants to see your great-grandfather.
Is that a true thing?
Yes,
I've heard that you must put away all your personal pictures and stuff.
Absolutely. And you know what? And this is a strange story, but I've had a house that actually had ashes sitting on display. And people don't want to see your dearly departed sitting. So keep it as depersonalized as possible. You can have the odd picture, but nobody wants to see your entire family. Nobody wants to see your collection of antique cars that you've got.
Your
Pack them away.
On your trip to Mexico.
Exactly. Put them away, keep them for your new home, and keep it as simple as possible. People want to see the home. They don't want to see the clutter.
I suppose once you open your property to the public, to buyers, you really don't live there anymore. It's not your house anymore.
Exactly.
You now have a product that you're putting on display.
Exactly, and that's why you do need to stage it to a certain degree. You know, have your flowers on show, but keep it as simple as possible and as neutral as possible.
And
it's not going to be your house for very much longer, but still make it look appealing. You don't have to have lots of things for a house to look appealing. You can do little tricks and stage it. You really need to appeal to your market that's coming through the door, and you need to understand, and that's where your agent can help you. Who is your market that's coming through the door? For me, in my area, it's young professionals. So they want to see, it must be quite trendy.
Yes.
They like certain color, they like it to be neutral. So you have to go along those lines in order to get the right buyer to buy your house.
What minor repairs and renovations can a seller do to a property that's not going to cost him a fortune? Look, in most cases, people sell for various reasons. They can't afford the bond, so they might not have money, or they don't want to spend too much on something that they're selling. Any minor stuff that they can do that would just make the property more presentable, what should they look out for?
Well, first of all, a neat, clean house will go a long way. So spring clean. Wash those windows so the buyers can at least see out of them and open them. You can do little things, painting. very often you can just clean the walls. You don't
Yeah.
even need to paint. But if you've got all sorts of colours, you can just give it a lick of paint, fresh paint, which always looks good, keep it neutral. Kitchens, you can, if the kitchen's looking a little bit old and tatty, you can always paint the kitchen cupboards. It works really, really well. Put on new handles. That's, again, a lick of paint.
New handles cost like 10 rand a handle.
Exactly. The same with bathrooms. You can, if you've got nice bright pink tiles and things, you can paint over them. Put in new handles. If you need to replace a toilet, that's really not a huge expense.
Yeah, yeah.
Clean your carpets. If they really are beyond repair, you can put in a relatively cheap carpet. You can get relatively cheap tiles that you can put down. So there's so many little things that you can do. But I say neat, tidy, clean. Get rid of those cobwebs. You don't want to know how many houses I walk in
Really?
where there are cobwebs all over the place because people live in the property and they just don't see these things anymore.
Yeah.
So very little things that you can do that really do just spruce up a house.
Now, then there's the flip side of the coin. There are people who are about to put a property in the market, but before they do a complete renovation. They spend thousands.
I know,
That's
hundreds
not really
of thousands, yeah.
That's not really necessary, hey?
No, definitely not.
So what should they not do? What is too much?
Well, definitely redoing a whole kitchen is definitely going to be too much. They might spend hundreds of thousands on the kitchen and the buyers don't even like it. So I always say
That's important, hey?
it is.
Don't change things that buyers might not even like.
Exactly. Tiles that they might not like. So really leave those big things up to the buyers. As long as it looks neat and tidy and pretty attractive. You can also stage it a little bit. Bathrooms as well. Don't start taking out the entire bathroom. It's going to cost a lot of money. And again, it might not be what the buyers are looking for.
And you might not make your money back.
You definitely won't, especially in a tight market like this. You're not going to make your money back. I've seen people adding on an extra room. Plans have to be done. It costs them hundreds of thousands again, and it's probably added a half or a quarter to the actual selling price. So I always say to my people, do as little as possible. Just make sure that you do the things that people are going to notice.
Yeah.
The other thing is that a lot of people don't even notice if a kitchen's been painted really nicely. They immediately get drawn to it. The objection of an older kitchen falls away immediately. It's all emotions, it's all visual. So as long as it looks good, you're halfway there.
Bea, just in closing, any last piece of advice that you have for sellers to just see the property from a buyer's point of view?
Yeah. So I think the best thing is for them to get into the shoes of a buyer as if they're coming to the house and looking at the house. Because I can tell you now, their house might not be up to scratch, but when they're looking for a new house, they're going to be ultra, ultra choosy.
Yes.
So just put yourself into the shoes of a buyer and behave like a buyer when you're selling your house. And just get it up to scratch. And don't expect to get top dollar if you haven't put any work in.
Don't expect the agent to perform miracles.
No, we definitely can't. We can try our very best, but just work with the agent. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
The agent's going to try her best, or he's going to try his best. But we do need a lot from the seller. We need that commitment. We need them to put some energy and a bit of time into producing a good product. That's really the bottom line.
Well, Bea, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Always lovely chatting to you.
It's been lovely. Thank you.